After 8 years, Cleveland fans had the reward they waited for. The Browns were in the NFL playoffs.
Now introducing the AFC Central Division champion, Cleveland Browns.
In 1980, Cleveland won pro football's toughest division. Now, in one of the coldest playoff games in history, the Browns and Raiders geared themselves for a wind chill factor of minus 36 degrees. The frozen tundra of Municipal Stadium made footing tenuous, and defense prevailed most of the day. It produced the game's first and Cleveland's only touchdown of this polar playoff, a 42-yard interception by number 28 star cornerback Ron Bolton.
Ron Bolton goes 42 yards with a Cleveland touchdown, perfect interception.
Touchdown Cleveland Browns, the first score of the playoff game.
The Browns had the lead, but Oakland overcame it, and in the fourth quarter was driving for more. Here, the Cleveland defense had its finest moment. Digging in near its own goal, they stopped the Raiders 4 straight times, the last with inches to go. Thus, with 2:22 left on the clock, the stage was set for yet another in a long line of incredible cardiac comebacks. With the Oakland end zone 85 yards away, Brian Sipe, the NFL Player of the Year, warmed the hearts of 80,000 frozen fans with a furious drive downfield. Passing into the wind, Sipe took his team deep into Raider real estate. Then, with time running out, the NFL's leading quarterback crossed up Oakland's defense with a draw. It brought the Browns to the Raider 13, with the fans in a frenzy and only 49 seconds remaining. The cardiac kids were poised for the kill.
Red slot right. Slot right or regular? No, the red slot right, FX, say 88. Let's go.
All season, the Browns lived by the forward pass. In the playoffs, they died by it. One of the most thrilling seasons in football history was over. But what a year it had been. Brian Sipe etched his name among football's greatest passers, throwing for the second most yardage in NFL history, as Cleveland's souped-up air attack took a hair-raising ride through the schedule. The Surgeon General should require a warning on every ticket. Watching the Browns could be hazardous to your health.
Oh, what a ball game. Cardiac kids are at it again.
Are we going to go down to the wire, or are we going to go down to the wire?
Why not? Done it all year.
Clock down to 34 seconds.
Time to get nervous. Sipe throwing to Logan. He got it on the 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Dave Logan! Touchdown by Dave Logan, 46 yards, I don't believe it.
16 seconds remaining, what a play!
For sheer drama, this team couldn't be beat. Because of this fantastic string of heart-pounding finishes, the Browns, for the second straight season, gained nationwide notoriety as the Cardiac Kids. The season's first win came against Kansas City, when #1 draft pick Charles White saved the day.
Charles White sidesteps a man, 25, 20, breaks a tackle, 15, 10. He's down to the 5, another break, and he's in for a touchdown! What a run by Charles White!
While a raw rookie showcased his potential in his first victory, a week later in Tampa Bay, a graybeard sparked win #2. Ageless Calvin Hill, the thinking man's player, floated into the flat on a key third down.
Calvin Hill's open, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown! He's still got some speed left in those old shoes, doesn't he?
Against the Bucks, Sipe set the tone for the season, spraying passes to 9 different receivers and controlling the ball not on the ground, but through the air. Another factor in this second win was that Tampa's all-pro Leroy Selman was dominated by #73 Doug Deacon, who held him to only 3 tackles all afternoon. Since the Browns threw 3/4 of the time, line blocking in 1980 was literally a password. Drop back, dig in, and at all costs, protect Brian Sipe. Cleveland's forward wall did it so well, the security of their pass pocket was second only to Buffalo's in the entire league. Young Redwoods, like 6'7" Cody Rison, used their height and boarding house reach to keep defenses at arm's length. Further testament to the line's brilliance was Deacon, De Leon, and Ilamalure, the 3 Ds, were all picked for the Pro Bowl. Another impressive credential was they paved the way for a game-breaking 1,000-yard runner, as this Monday night crowd, the NFL's largest of the year, will attest.
Pitch to Mike Pruitt, trying to turn right in. He's got the first down, breaks a tackle to 50, 45, 40, broken tackle. He's going all the way for a touchdown. Mike Pruitt breaks the game wide open.
The Browns barely beat Chicago at night and came close to losing to Baltimore in the rain when they somehow squandered a 15-point lead. The winning touchdown came when Sipe correctly read a blitz, then burned it with a pass to Greg Pruitt for a 1-point win. All year, this team walked a tightrope, win or lose, as a trip down the turnpike proved 7 days later. Cleveland had never won in Pittsburgh's Three Rivers Stadium. It appeared they would when the defense intercepted Terry Bradshaw 4 times and held the Steelers without a touchdown with just 11 seconds left in the game. Cleveland had the nail in the Steeler coffin, but couldn't hammer it home.
And it is coming down to the final nail-biting seconds at Three Rivers Stadium as the Browns try to break the 10-year jinx.
Bradshaw rolls left, looks in the end zone, touchdown to Swan. 11 seconds to play. That will be the ball game.
With a painful loss to Pittsburgh, a 5-game Cleveland win streak was broken. But the Browns rebounded by beating the Bengals as Sipe took to the air on nearly every play. The league's most valuable player threw 4 of his 30 touchdown passes for 1980. The 31-7 explosion underlined Cleveland's awesome offense. According to Sam Rutigliano, the formula for success is fairly simple.
What we do best, and it begins and ends with pass protection, is throwing a football. And beside anything else that you would do would be increasingly boring.
Led by the hottest quarterback in pro football, the Browns were anything but boring, barely beating the clock each week. The most honored player in the league in 1980, Sipe cashed in his nickel and dime reputation and silenced the critics forever.
The arm doesn't make the quarterback. My arm is certainly sufficient enough to get the ball where it has to go. What's important to me are the people that are around me. I've got a good supporting cast. Consequently, this arm is going to do what has to be done to win football games.
Cleveland won 11, 9 by 7 points or less, and were called Glowcoats since there's never a dull finish. It's an element Henry Shepard appreciates.
I played on a team in college that ran the wishbone, and it was boring as hell, quite frankly. You know, on this team, it's like being a kid at Christmas. You never know what you're going to find under the tree, because we have at least 8 or 9 players, wide receivers and backs on our team that can make a big play anytime, anywhere on the field. It's a smorgasbord. You just take your pick.
Sipe feasted from a banquet of backfield delicacies, like Greg Pruitt, Charles White, and Calvin Hill, as halfback became primarily a pass-catching position. Calvin ran the ball only once all year, but still scored 6 touchdowns. The downfield receivers aren't fast. They just catch the ball. From the wizardry of Ozzie Newsome to the mismatch of Dave Logan out-leaping an opponent, this trio of blue ribbon receivers consistently get open, like silky smooth Reggie Rucker finding a seam in the zone. Like the Three Musketeers in D'Artagnan, they have a flair for dramatics and a deep-rooted respect for each other.
Brian gets the football to the person that's open, and he probably reads defenses as well as anybody that I've ever played with, and I've played with Roger Staubach.
He's a winner. And I think that just says it all in a whole. I mean, he does whatever it takes for us to win the game.
We've been in so many close games, in so many tight fits at the end of the game, that it's just expected that somebody, Ozzie, Reggie, myself, Calvin, or somebody is going to make a big play to get the job done.
It's just been a treat for me. It's just, when the games are over with, and we've had some remarkable games, there's a closeness that I think that I feel with these 3 guys, the closeness of knowing that we've been able to do something a little bit special.
A showdown with arch-rival Pittsburgh had the stadium in an uproar. However, what Sam Ratigliano feared most occurred when the world champions jumped far ahead. In the 4th quarter, the contenders came roaring back, threading the needle Sipe through 3 touchdown passes to his halfbacks. The stage was set for the play that won the game.
And the Kardiac kids are at work today. Another pressure play for Brian Sipe.
Sipe to throw. To Newsome, and touchdown! He got it to corner the end zone!
Brian Sipe has now thrown for 4.
Another Kardiac finish.
Oh, boy, oh, boy.
The 1-point win over Pittsburgh was a milestone for Sam's staff. It showed the Browns could beat one of the powers in their division. The victory also served as a positive prelude for a trip to Houston, for Cleveland would have to defeat the Oilers if dreams of a title in football's strongest division were to continue.
I think what's more important with this team is the fact that everybody came to camp this year wanting to gain respect in the NFL. And I think that we felt as a team that we could challenge Pittsburgh or Houston or Cincinnati.
I wrote a letter to Pete Rozelle early in the year requesting a transfer to the Ivy League, but he denied me that.
In Houston, colorful coach Bum Phillips set his sights on first with an appropriate battle cry.
Last year, we knocked on the door. This year, we beat on the door. Next year, we're going to kick it in.
With attention focused on the favorites at the front door, a sleeper snuck in from the side. In a classic confrontation for first place, surprising Cleveland slammed the division door shut in the Oilers' face. Paced by number 30, unheralded Cleo Miller, the Browns ran roughshod over the Oilers. Basically, this was a defensive battle won by the Browns, whose hard hitting caused 5 turnovers. As usual, the game was up for grabs until the final seconds.
Back to throw, Stabler. He fires. Intercepted by Clarence Scott on the 25. That's the ball game. The Browns have an upset over the Houston Oilers.
The defense has risen to the occasion, and the Browns are going to go away from here with the Central Division lead.
Due to their defense, Cleveland was in control of the AFC Central. A switch to the Okie alignment with 3 down linemen and 4 linebackers was the prime reason for progress. Keys for Cleveland were 2 middle linebackers, Robert Jackson, number 56, and Dick Ambrose, number 52. Hard-hitting linebackers are critical in the 3-4. For the down linemen are sacrificial lambs who bang and claw against multiple blocking while the linebackers flow to the ball. Another key element is the nose guard, who is usually double-teamed. Number 91, Henry Bradley, has the agility and lateral quickness the position demands. With good-looking youngsters like Bradley and rookies Marshall Harris and designated pass rusher Elvis Franks, number 94, the only experienced hand on the line belonged to the spiritual leader and captain of the Browns defense, Lyle Alzado, a man who doesn't shirk responsibility.
This is what we're going to do. Come on. This is what we're going to do. I am going to move to the tackle spot. You're going to play the end. I'm going to get in the gap and pick those 2 guys. You're going to come inside the middle there. Okay. Don't throw anybody with doing it. I'll take full concern and full blame. Okay?
Led by Alzado, Ambrose, and Jackson, Cleveland had its strongest defense in years. Healthy for the first time since the Browns drafted him number 1, Jackson proved he's the punishing tackler his nickname implies. For Stonewall Jackson stops enemy runners dead in their tracks. With their hyperactive linebacking, Cleveland made dramatic strides against the run, ranking 3rd in the league. But while the Okie defense is tough on the ground game, it lacks teeth for the pass rush. To compensate, Cleveland camouflaged with a variety of blitzing techniques that sent nearly everybody, linebackers, safeties, and cornerbacks, flying in the face of opposing quarterbacks. For the first time in memory, the Browns' defense was a major force. In Minnesota in the next to last week, the Kardiac Kids again provided great theater. One of the most memorable finishes ever seen.
Browns lead by 1 point. They're within 1 point of making the playoffs. Kramer to throw. There goes the alley-oop. Deflected. It's caught for a touchdown. It bounced off the hands of the Browns, and Rashad caught it for a touchdown as time expired. Unbelievable. The Browns led for 59 minutes and 59 seconds and lose the game. What it means is the Browns must win in Cincinnati next week to make the playoffs and win the division championship.
Our goal tomorrow is to win the division. Tomorrow, we have to protect number 17. And that's it offensively.
In the season finale, the Browns and Bengals traded blow for blow, touchdown for touchdown, in one of 1980's most spectacular games. As it was all year, the difference was Cleveland's prolific passing attack.
Touchdown to Feature! Ricky Feature! Feature split to the left. Brian Sipe to throw. Throws it deep in the end zone. It is a touchdown again to Ricky Feature. That's 2 in a row!
Fans from both sides went wild as the lead changed hands 6 times. When Cincinnati tied the game at 24, Cleveland switched gears and took control of the line of scrimmage. Powerful Mike Pruitt was the weapon as the Browns drove downfield in another race with the clock. Like so many Browns games before, this one went down to the final gun. But this time, a division title was on the line.
Another cardiac finish, and the Browns win. They go into the playoffs. Final score in Cincinnati. The Browns 27, the Bengals 24.
For the second straight season, Sam Rutigliano was named Coach of the Year. But for the first time, the Browns had a new name to go with Cardiac Kids. They now could be called champions of the best division in football.
What a game. What a game.
We got a game ball for everybody.
Just a second. I got my best line of the year, man. Got my best line of the year. Bum Phillips knocked on the wrong door. He knocked at the wrong door. Hey, man, look. You did it. You did it with a flair for the dramatics. And that's what we are. Hey, hold it up. It's the best thing. Hey, look, it's the best thing that's ever happened to me. And the thing that's most important about it, we could all share it together. That's really what's most important. Hey, kid! And I love all you guys. Hey, we're number 1 right there.